Could you tell us about your temporal bone development here? This is
so this is the
64.
Yeah, TB-64. Can be used for mastoidectomies and cochlear implants. Yeah, so like I'm not sure what you can't do.
Yeah, you can do a facial decompression. Prophetess Neem Harris did you can do a labyrinthectomy, or superior circular canals are there.
Yeah.
So basically everything's there. You can do ossiculoplasty,
Yep.
all 3 ossicles. Are your ossicles mobile?
Yeah.
They're mobile?
I think they're the only mobile ossicles that I never found another temple bone to have mobile ossicles.
So you can do stapedotomy?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic.
Also, we have a tympanic membrane. In fact, I made this model so that you can remove the canal, so you can appreciate the anatomy on the inside.
Beautiful.
So you have all 3 ossicles. You also have ponticulus and subiculum. You got the pyramidal eminence.
And I see a little magnet there, Jose, so that's where how your ear canal kind of...
So if you want a model where you can appreciate the anatomy, you can purchase it without any flesh. But if you do want the flesh on, so that you have a more realistic surgical experience, then you obviously, because the flesh is now stuck onto the bone, you can't remove the canal.
So just explain to me in this one, so these 2 models are the same.
Yeah.
This just has the skin, so you can basically teach people can get context.
Yep.
They can do all the different approaches. And inside, except for all the structures we've mentioned, you've also got the sigmoid sinus.
Yep.
Which is discolored, blue in this case. You have your facial nerve. Is that also a different color?
Yep. In fact, you'll see that it actually comes out over there.
Okay.
So you can appreciate what the color is. It's like a bit of a yellow color.
And eventually our semicircular canals will also be discolored, but at the moment the models are...
Actually, I can go, because we have these little channels where I can inject fluid into.
Yeah.
Where I can actually inject, or anyone can inject fluid into the canals at any stage.
Oh, wow.
And so if you want to read if any rupturing or anyone was not careful around the semicircular canals, you can put in like a different color fluid in there, and then on the inside, if you rupture one of the canals, that fluid will come out and you've got an immediate reading.
That's what Prof. Harris said, is that you can almost have a easy bone and a difficult bone. The easy bone, where you have your semicircular canal and your facial nerve all a different color, and then you can have the more difficult bones where it's more kind of lifelike and not different colors.
So on this mini, you can appreciate the anatomy. So perhaps you want a model where you can just appreciate the anatomy and get that better spatial awareness. And we also have a little cochlea over there. Although that cochlea you can put an electrode inside and it will make its way around 2 3/4 times. And what's great, you can actually see the electrode go in. But suppose you didn't want to appreciate the anatomy and just wanted to practice surgery, I'll go with this model right here.
Because this you can do absolutely everything on: mastoidectomy, cochlear implants, canalplasty, ossiculoplasty, labyrinthectomies, facial nerve decompression.
Exostosis too if you want, but that has to be developed because we have an exostosis model. So perhaps you wanted everything in one. That can be, I mean, if that's where the appetite lies. There was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, this one has got a chamber so that if you rupture the duramater, you'll have a fluid come out. But it's been found that that's just a nice to have. It's not something that they're actually looking for. So you'll see that this one over here, it's just got the exposed duramater. But
and I see you've also got the anatomical, surgical, so you know if the surgical is at the top, then you know this is a right ear in the surgical position. All your ears at the moment is right-sided, correct?
Right, correct. So if you wanted to do surgery, you'll put this in surgical mode, and that's surgical right there, and that's how it would go. But if you wanted just to appreciate the anatomy, you can go to anatomical, and that's how you'd go. And that could always, you know, once you purchase the model and you've done the surgery, it could be something that could live on your desk. So it could always facilitate that doctor-patient communication.
And you can also do tympanoplasty on this, because you've got a tympanic membrane.
Yeah, in fact, I even stuck the malleus to the tympanic membrane in this model right here.
Oh wow, so that's really...
Yeah, so you have to be careful as you remove the one from the other.
Yeah. So, and eventually, depending on, you know, as you say, what the appetite is, one can even add temporalis muscle and things like that.
Sure.
That people could do temporalis fascia tympanoplasty. Okay, exciting. Thank you.